Hi, my lovely YouTubers. So I know I don't look super glamorous. Right now, I was actually just about to go to bed, but I thought I'd check my YouTube email before going to bed, and I had received a message from a girl named Ashley. I can only assume her name was Ashley based off her YouTube name, but Ashley had some concerns about going off to college, so I thought I would take a few minutes and make a video. I wasn't sure when she was going off to college, so I wanted to make sure that I made this video right away so that hopefully she could be a little bit more at ease. But I have some braids in. I got really excited. I did some braids. I braided my bangs. I threw some little braids in. So if my hair looks a little weird, it's because of braids. But yeah, other than that, I have no makeup on, so excuse me. But I really care about you guys, and I wanted to make sure that Ashley got a video before she did go off to college. So Ashley's had a few concerns, and rightfully so. Ashley going off to college is a super scary thing. I remember I did not sleep at all right before I went off to college, like my first day before freshman year, before moving in. Um, I was just so, excuse me, I was just so worried, and I had so much anxiety. What if I don't make friends? What if I don't fit in? What if no one likes me? And it was hard. It was really hard. And my best friend lives at home, and she'd always lived 5 minutes from my house. And we'd always gone to separate schools. My best friend's name is Kate, and we never went to the same high school. So we'd kind of like been used to being apart. Um, so it wasn't a big change that we weren't going to be in different schools, but it was a big change that we were going to be three states apart, or two or three states apart, depending on how you drive. But that was a really hard thing. So one of Ashley's concerns or questions was, how do you deal with leaving friends, and is it hard to maintain high school relationships? Freshman year, it can be hard because not a lot of people are allowed to have cars, so you can't just drive off and go visit your friends whenever you want to, like you're used to doing in high school. But if you have a really strong friendship with that person, then it shouldn't be hard. It's going to be lonely. Sometimes when you can't necessarily call up that person, or you can't walk over to their room or their house and vent when you need to. It'd be hard. But nowadays, we have Skype, we have unlimited texting. So if that relationship is important to you, they are easy to maintain. My best friend and I'm in Rhode Island, and she's up in Maine. Right now she's working as camp counselor at a sleepaway camp. And, watching her leave was kind of hard because it was like, oh, we're even separated for the summer, which kind of stinks. But if they're important to you and you're important to them, like, they will stay in your life. Like, there's a few people that I still talk to from high school, that I was always good friends with. So just make sure they know that they're important to you and that you want to maintain those relationships. And even just write a letter. That can be fun. Send each other care packages. Little things like that. Have a tradition. Every Sunday night you call each other. Every Tuesday morning you Skype before class. One of my friends, every Friday night before I went out to go to a party, he and I would Skype while I was getting ready to go to the party. So I'd be putting on my makeup and he'd be telling me all about his week. And that was what worked for us. So just find what works for you, and just try and stay in contact. It's not impossible to stay in contact, but it's going to take a little work. So that was one of your concerns. The other thing was, Ashley was really concerned about being the shy girl, and she didn't want to be known as the shy girl in college. And the best advice, Ashley, that I can give you there is, if you're shy, like, be shy. Like, don't feel like you have to go off to college and be this whole new person, because I'm sure you are beautiful and fantastic just the way you are, and don't feel like people aren't going to like you because you're shy. Like, it takes people days and weeks to warm up to people. Some people are really outgoing, other people aren't, and you'll naturally kind of find your way. If you want to be more outgoing, if you want to challenge yourself a bit, then leave your dorm room door open. Poke your head and go knock on your neighbor's door when you first move in, and just say, hey, my name is so and so, and I moved to next door. Like, where are you from? And just start a conversation. Like, just keep in mind, like, every other person that's there, it's their first day too. Like, no one walks into freshman year and is like, psh, yeah, I'm not worried. I got this. Like, I'm not concerned at all. Like, the next 4 years are going to fly and I'm not worried. Like, no one walks into freshman year like that. Like, every other person in your dorm room is going to be like just as nervous. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, like, do you want to go get dinner? Or, like, do you want to go get lunch? Because I'm heading over that way and, I'd love some company. Or, oh, hey, like, I'm going to paint my nails. Like, do you want to come over and like paint your nails too? Or like, oh, like my roommate and I are going to pop in a movie. Like, do you want to come over? Like, if you make friends with the people that are around you, naturally, like people that live next door to you, people that live across from you, people that live down the hall from you, then those, relationships will naturally start to form and you'll become friends with their friends and everyone will just kind of, end up meshing. And sometimes you don't, you're really good friends with someone freshman year and then you're not really good friends with them sophomore year. So it's just you kind of have to learn to, go with the flow and to be yourself. And I know, your parents say that to you all the time, be yourself. And you're just like, whoa, what if no one likes me? Like, you made friends in high school. If you made friends in high school, you're going to make friends in college. And if you didn't make friends in high school, there's such a diverse, number of people in college. Like, there is everyone and anyone. There has to be one other person out there that is similar to you. So don't get discouraged and don't feel like you have to be this super bubbly, outgoing person on your first day, because you don't. You can be shy if you're shy, but just remember that everyone else around you is just as terrified as you are. One of her other concerns was, how do I balance partying and schoolwork, and that was a big concern for me as well, because it's like, your parents aren't there to reel you in and say, no, like, you can't go out tonight, you have to stay and do your homework, you have an early day tomorrow. That's a huge responsibility when you go off by yourself, and it's scary because you're like, oh, like, what do I like, oh no, like, what if my grades start slipping? And you really just have to sit down with sit down and write out your schedule and know exactly what you're doing. Make sure you keep track of what homework you have and what homework you have to do. What I used to do is I had a whiteboard, and it's not here. It was like maybe like this big. And I used to go out, like my freshman year, I would go out. My college, everyone went out like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pretty much. But before I went out, Thursday afternoon, after all my classes, I would sit down and on that whiteboard, I would write down all of my homework assignments with a checkbox next to them. So then I knew exactly what had to get done. So then I would break it up. Like Thursday, here's like 3 things I have to get done. Friday, here's 3 things I have to get done. Saturday, here's 3 things I have to get done. And then Sunday, here's 5 things I have to get done. And you may not have that many assignments, but if you break it down for yourself and you say, okay, I cannot go out tonight until this is done, you're going to know, okay, I set a goal and I'm going to reach my goal. And you don't have to go out and party every night. You don't have to go out just because all your friends are going out. Like, if you have homework, you stay in and do homework. I had friends that, it was spring weekend and they were inside studying because they had, big exams. And, sometimes you have to make sacrifice, but just think like, well, I can't go out this Thursday. Next week, there's going to be a party next Thursday as well. There's going to be a party next Saturday as well. There's going to be a party next Friday as well. So it's a balance of, if you want to stay, if you want to stay at a good standing in school, you might have to make those sacrifices. But if you keep on schedule and you know exactly what you need to do and you stay organized, then you shouldn't have those problems. You should be able to go out when you want to go out. I would try my best to get all of my work done on a normal basis before like 11 and go to bed around like 11:30 midnight. That's me. Some people have to go to bed earlier, but my general schedule for the weekends, especially Friday nights, is I'd finish class early. On Fridays, I got out of class at like 3, so I would go back to my room and I would do some work until like 4 or 5, and then I would nap for half an hour. And then I'd get up and I'd go to dinner, and I would come back from dinner and I would do some homework or relax and shower and then get ready and go out with my friends. But I knew that come Sunday, I had all of this work to do. So instead of waiting until Sunday, I would do a little bit more of my work on Saturday, so that I knew I'd have less work to do on Sunday. I hope that makes sense. It's all about balance. It's all about kind of knowing yourself and knowing, if you make a goal, if you're going to stick to it. So maybe you reward yourself. Maybe you say, if I do all my homework by this time, I can go to this party, or maybe it's, if I do all my homework, I can buy myself a coffee tomorrow, or, it's knowing your limits and setting goals, pretty much. So those were all of her questions. If you guys have any more questions, especially college questions, I am so happy to ask. My college career is almost half over, and that is so scary, but I would love nothing more than to be able to help you guys kind of along your journey. So good luck to you, Ashley. You're going to do great. College is going to be such a great experience, and don't at all hesitate to email me with your questions. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.